Hey guys, this is Dragon Rockstar here. I'm coming back out with you guys with my 60 card Lightsworn Shaddolls. To be in perspective, I have a tournament that's going to be starting up in March, so I have to pretty much be prepared with this deck, and I've been testing with a lot of different combos, a lot of different combinations, and I've taken many advice from many of you guys, and I love the fact you guys are giving me so much advice about the deck. Thank you guys so much. Now, the main deck doesn't consist hand traps. The side deck consists all the hand traps you need, all the cards you need for your side deck. The extra deck contains, obviously, the extra deck, all the main monsters, and mainly, obviously, Shaddoll, Construct. So, in my perspective, I'm going to go ahead and get started with all three main deck, side deck, and extra deck, obviously. We're going to start out with the monsters. Now, keep in mind that the monsters are still the same. So if you guys have any questions about some of the monsters, have been a few changes, such as the Shaddoll lineup, a few Lightsworn lineup, and a few more boss monster lineup. But let's just go ahead and get started. For the Shaddolls, you run 2 Beast. Obviously, Beast is your draw power. Beast is your good, powerful card. It's really powerful. I like Beast no matter what. 3 is just overdrawn. You don't want 3. Um, Triple Squamata. Now, the reason why I played Triple Squamata is because... Oh, that's still in the image. I didn't mean for that to still be there. Triple Squamata. The reason why I play Triple Squamata because you want your Shaddoll monsters in the graveyard as fast as possible. Plus, I am running more draw power in the deck, so it gets me more consistency. So having more darks in the deck always helps. Squamata is good no matter what. No matter what he does, he's got... I forgot his flip effect. You can target one monster in the field and destroy it. So it's a free popper. It's also a free send something to the graveyard, so it helps you get the resources as fast as possible. Plus, it keeps you with a Shaddoll monster in your hand at all times, which was the main problem in my last video. The one Shaddoll Dragon, this is Shaddoll Dragon, it's really good. It bounces one of your opponent's monsters to their hand, and it's a it's like a graveyard MST. I was about to say a walking MST, which it doesn't do that. Double Hedgehog. Hedgehog is basically your one card that just gets you the resources to your hand no matter what. When it's flipped or sent to the graveyard, it just helps you get your fusion spell cards from your deck to your hand, and it's pretty good at that. Now, back then, I started hating this card a lot, Shaddoll Falco, but many times this card has actually saved me games. It's saved my life in games, which is pretty broken in my perspective. It's pretty much good no matter what, if it's flipped or sent to the graveyard. It's powerful because I can set back my Shaddoll Beast, I can set back my Shaddoll Squamata, Hedgehog, and so forth. It's good. Plus, if you don't need it, you can Allure Darkness, or Allure Darkness it, which is always very useful. For the Lightsworn lineup, Triple Raiden. Now, I'm running Triple. Back then, I will admit, I didn't like him at 2, but now playing a 60-card deck, I'm going to need him as best as possible and as fast as possible. So I'm thinking 3 is perfect how it is. You want it at 3, it helps you get your consistency, it helps you get your mills. It's a first turn mill 4, it's perfect for the deck, and I personally won't cut it. So that's that. For the other Lightsworns, you run Triple Wolf, free special summon, self-explanatory. There's nothing really else to talk about that. Double Lumina. I've had a few people comment, I think on my very last video, why am I only running 2 Luminas? I should be running 3. 2 is good because it helps you build a board, and I've had testing of the new Twilight Swarm Lumina back then when it was new. I didn't like it I loved it at first, but when it started coming out more into me playing 50 and 60 card decks, I didn't like running more than one Lumina, and the Twilight Swarm Lumina I just started not using anymore because I didn't really see it as often at 1. If I played it at 2, it loses the consistency, and I didn't like that. So I played only 2 Luminas because it helps you get resources on board. It also helps you recycle your Lightsworn, so it's pretty good how it is. I'm still keeping the Double Fleece. Double Fleece is perfect. Never gonna cut out Felice. I think Felice is just broken because it's a 2000 defense and it's a popper. and you get more cards milled, which gets you more resources depending on the board you have. This is just broken. It's also another tuner in the deck, so it can help me get back my resources. It's another tuner, level 4 tuner monster. And it's level 4, so I can go for my XE plays if necessary, or my synchro plays if necessary. And it's also good because it's a miller as well, because if it's milled to the graveyard with my card effect, I can just get more pluses off of that. And then for the last Lightsworn, I run one Lila. Now, the reason why I run Lila, because there's been times when I've gone against some decks, like Control decks, Necro Valley decks, Zombie World has screwed up a few parts of the deck. So Lila is a good MST. I do side deck Twin Twisters, like always. I wouldn't main deck Twin Twisters because I don't really want to see that. I want to just see my combo pieces. So Lila is just an MST for the deck. Plus is another name for somebody special. For the plants, triple Predaplant Scorpio. Scorpio is broken. Scorpio is everything in the deck. It's the normal summoning you want to go for. Plus the Cobra, which is the one brick, obviously. Personally, I don't like it, but you have to play it in order to get your combos. And then the one glow ball for finishing up the link, or finishing up just glow ball. It's just finishing up the plants. Glow ball, it's broken. Glow ball, it's amazing. I've milled many times Wolf and Felice off of him, and I love him. I even milled Shaddoll Falco off of him and got me pluses because I said a Shaddoll Beast and then an El Shaddoll Fusion using Beast and other cards, and it was amazing from there. For the Clown Engine, one Damage Juggler, double Hat Tricker, and then the one Trick Clown. Now, I've tested my deck to its full limit. I tried 3 of these. 3 of these were just a little overdrawn because you draw 2 in one hand and you really can't continue because your opponent usually might have negations and they can negate this from being summoned. And I did use this at one point just to test against one of my opponents. One of my friends were playing a control deck, so I special summon, normal summon Hat Tricker, and then special summon the Hat Tricker again, and then they negate one. I forgot what I did. Anyways, but Hat Tricker at 3 is a little overdrawn. You don't want to see more than 1 in your hand. Unless it's Sayuja that's just getting you more pluses because you'll have more monsters on board and more resources on board. So I love 2 Hat Trickers. 1 Trick Clown is actually Trick Clown 1-1 game, surprisingly. And then Damage Juggler because it's good against Trick Stars no matter what. But it's also broken because it helps you get these 3. So I love the Clown Engine no matter what. Then now for the boss monster side point of view. Double Blacklist Soldier Envoy at the beginning. I finally got me a second one. And I'm not going to cut it. I'm not going to raise it up to 3. I think 3 is a little overdrawn for the deck because I played 2 other boss monsters in the deck. So I think Blacklist Soldier Envoy at the beginning is fine at 2 in the deck. And then 1 Chaos Dragon Lebonair. Busted card. I love it. I'm actually tempting on trying to get me another one just to test it out again. But personally, 1's good for now. Until I get my hands on the second one, I will be playing the second one. And then, due to all the Lightsworn players, I know this is probably going to make everybody happy, and they're going to be like, oh, this is now a Lightsworn deck because I play him. 1 Judgment Dragon. Judgment Dragon I've been testing, and I've been drawing him every once in a while, and I've won multiple games because of him, due to testing. I love Judgment Dragon. But back then I couldn't find the room to put them in there until I figured out that the hand traps were actually causing me problems. So I took out all my hand traps in the deck and tried to fix it out and made it work perfectly. Judgment Dragon is good against certain matchups and is bad against certain matchups. I love Judgment Dragon with all passion, and I love the fact that he's here. So that's it for those monsters. Then obviously I'm still going to play the double Disturdo, because Disturdo is Disturdo. I took out one of them because Disturdo was actually being, like, at 3, I never really see it that much in the graveyard, and I kept banishing it because of Pot of Desires. And I didn't like that, so I'm playing it at 2, and it's so far working pretty well. I've banished probably one of them off of Desires and still have another one in the deck. So I usually try to Foolish Burial or Charge or whatever just to get it to the graveyard faster. So double Disturdo because it's Disturdo. And it's a Black Rose per game. It's You can use it for link fodder. It's good. I won't cut it out. I won't remove it or anything. Then I'm running double Goblinberg because I want to get rated on the board as fast as possible. Plus, I want to get all these level 4 monsters out of my hand. And I'm running maybe 1 or 2 XTs in the deck, so extra deck, so it's good how it is. So personally, these are good how they are. And then for my last 2 monsters is 1 Revival Golem and 1 Garnet. Those of you that's probably going to ask what this does is when it's sent from the deck to the graveyard, it's a free special summon or add it to your hand to be discard fodder. Now, the thing is, it's a 21 defense monster, I believe. Yep, it's a 21 defense monster, and its name is Revival Golem. I've had many people question what this is and what it does. It's just a free special summon, like Felice, or not like Felice, like Wolf. When it's sent from the deck to the graveyard, it's a free special summon. So yeah, they're both good. Garnet, because you played the 1 Brilliant Fusion, and it's too good not to play Brilliant Fusion. Now for the spell lineup, let's go. For the Lightsworns, triple charge and Light Brigades, standard. You play it no matter what. Charge is charge. It's your basic Lightsworns. Triple solar recharge, draw power. I do run a little bit more Lightsworns in the deck now, so solar recharge works. Triple desires now. The reason why I'm playing triple desires is, yes, I finally got my hands on the 3rd one. That's one thing. Another thing is desires. I've been doing testing, and sometimes it helps me win a game. This is actually maybe win 3 games. Those of you that said, oh, if you play 3 desires, you're more likely going to draw desires off of desires. That hasn't happened for me yet. Don't push it. Like, Pot of Desires is good. And yes, I agree with some players. It is a pot of greed. But I also agree with other players. It's, Like, I don't like banishing a lot of my resources just to get 2 cards to my hand. But it's still good, and I'm not going to cut it because of it. And then for the fusion part, for like the fusion spell cards, triple Shaddoll Fusion, 1 Brilliant Fusion, 1 Shaddoll Fusion, and 1 Super Poly. Now, these are all the best spell cards, all the best fusion spell cards. Triple this because obviously I'm playing Desire, so I might want to max this out. 1 Brilliant Fusion because it's Brilliant Fusion. 1 Shaddoll Fusion. Now, I wish I could get my hands on a second Shaddoll Fusion because I might be playing 2 of these in the future. And then the 1 Super Poly. Now, Super Poly hasn't done much yet lately for me, but it has helped me win a couple games, and I'm grateful from playing Super Polymerization. Now, I might end up cutting Super Poly for something different, but for now, it works perfectly how it is. Now, for my 2-of spell, which is double Allure of Darkness. Now, the reason why I'm playing Allure of Darkness because now I'm running a lot more Darks. Plus, it's just broken. I personally won't cut out Allure, and they're starting to fall off the sleeves here. And those of you probably going to be asking, what is this pack from? This is from the RGBT pack. This is Allure of Darkness. Is not Ultimate Rare. I wish it was. But Allure of Darkness is broken. And for this deck, it actually will help because you have... Now I have a ton of draw power, such as, like, you know... Pot of Desires, or Solar Recharge plus Allure. That's just a good amount of draw power for the deck. So, Allure is Allure. And then for the 1-ofs, I play the 1 Reinforcements of an Army, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn self-explanatory. It helps you get resources on the board, plus it helps you take your opponent's stuff and use it from their own. Foolish Burial, it helps you get stuff to the graveyard, which is good. And then Rhoda helps you get Goblinberg and things like that nature, just to help you get more monsters on board to help you go for your link plays. So, yeah. Excuse me on that. I'm probably going to go for my extra deck next. Or should I? I'm probably going to go for the side deck. Let's go for the side deck, right? Right, guys? Alright, let's go. For the side deck, I run triple Effect Veller. Now, I'm putting my hand traps into the side deck. I only run a couple hand traps in the side deck, so hear me out. I am not playing Ogre or Ash, because for this tournament, Ogre and Ash is banned. I don't know why they did it, but they did it just to make it where it's a fun, competitive game state. This is going to be a Marvel Universe competitive dueling situation, which is actually pretty good. They asked me to help out with the tournament and everything, which I'm doing as well. So if you guys want to play Ash and Ogre, by far, yes, just play them. But this is my little matchup for the deck, so I'm playing triple Effect Valor because Effect Valor is good. It's like Ash Blossom, but it's more towards the sideways. Like, it's good and it's also bad at the same time, but it's a monster and I can special summon it and go for link plays. It's good how it is. Same with Droll. Droll's good. These are both the level 1 monsters. Hand traps that I play, and Droll is good because you could just constantly stop your opponent. If I had a third Droll, I will be playing 3 Droll and 3 Effect Valors, but for now I only have 2 Drolls. Until I can get my hands on a third one, I will be playing 3, but for now, this is my little hand trap lineup, so this is how I'll go play it. They're both, everyone should know what they both do. They're both self-explanatory and broken. For the other monsters, I run 2 Prinquitops. I think this card is very broken, and I'm not going to cut it out of my extra deck. Or, I mean, not my extra deck. My side deck. Sorry about that, guys. I am really tired, and it's really late right now when I'm doing this. But, double Prinquitops, because Prinquitops is broken. It helps you get rid of stuff that you can't get around, like such as things like Rivalry or, goes and match and things like that. Summon limit if necessary. You can just pop summon limit and just go off from your plays. This just helps you get rid of those problematic cards you can't get around, so I play only 2. I would be playing a third one, but the side deck is too tight as well as the extra deck, and there's a lot of cards I want a side deck that I can't figure out the room. And then for the last monster is double Raw Spear Mode. Raw Spear Mode is good. Raw Spear Mode helps you get rid of boards if that you can't get around. Plus, I heard many, stall decks and control decks play Raw Spear Mode because they can easily, once it switches to their opponent, they can easily, or switches back to them, they can easily special summon the big Raw and just go off from there. I think Raw Spear Mode is good. It helps you get rid of those problematic cards you can't get around, same as Prinquitops, so that's the reason why I play it. But I only play 2. I don't like playing 3 of Prinquitops and Raw Spear Mode because I want to see them, but I don't want to see them in my very, beginning hand. Sometimes if I'm going second, I will love to see them, but if I'm going first, I personally don't want to see them. So, yeah. For the spell cards, and my only side deck for the rest of my side deck is spell cards. Triple Twin Twister. Twin Twister is good. It's good against a lot of decks, so, yeah. It's self-explanatory. And then for my other last spell is Triple Call by the Grave. This is also for going second. If I'm going second, I would love to have Call by the Grave to help me go on from there. This is actually a more going first build, and my side deck helps me go against going second. So it helps out pretty well. Call by the Grave is good, and I personally will never cut it out. And those of you probably going to be asking what rarity is. It's super, if you guys are wondering, if you can't see it by the screen. So that's it for my side deck. And now for my extra deck, if you guys give me 1 second, there we go. For my extra deck, same thing as the fusions before. 1 El Shaddoll Construct, because Construct is babe, Construct's everything. I wish this was ulti, but I couldn't get my hands on the ulti before it got spiked up, so I'm sorry for that. But Construct is Construct. It's good. This has actually won me a couple games against my opponent's special summon monsters, which is surprising. Like, I'll battle, Twin Burst and instantly destroy it. Or, I'll battle, let's see, no, not him. It's just good against a lot of special summon monsters. There's a few special summon monsters where, for instance, it can't be destroyed, so Construct dies. But there's also a few other instances where Construct can run over a lot of other cards. So Construct is good, how it is. Yeah. Same thing as before. Run this El Shaddoll, Shinkira. I can never pronounce this guy's name ever right. It's good. I've actually summoned it many times, and you do run a lot of Earth targets, so it's good how it is. I've actually summoned this and had Shaddoll cards in my hand at one point, and it literally won me a game because I just negated a lot of stuff. Then 2 El Shaddoll Winda because it's self-explanatory. I do use one for link plays and then use the other, and then special summon the other, which has actually happened twice. It's broken how it is. And then one Seraph Knight because it's Seraph Knight. You play Seraph Knight because it's Brilliant Fusion. So for the Synchros, which has changed pretty much. For the Synchro 7s, is 1 Black Rose Dragon and 1 FA Dawn Trackster. If I had more room in the extra deck, I would be playing like, let's see. I'll be more playing like Michael, the Arch Lightsworn, or what is this? Quarzen, the one Synchro 7 that what was it? That basically protects any monsters as linked. So it's like if your opponent tries to target a monster and such. I think some of you guys probably know down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think I'm trying to say. It's a really good card. It's level 7 and it's like my Black Rose and FA Dawn Dragster. It's easy to summon. And it's good protection for your link monsters as well as your link plays. So if I had that card, I'd be playing those two, but there's no room for the extra deck. Like, the extra deck is so tight. I wish that Konami boosts up the extra deck, but Konami's Konami. For the Synchro 8s, 1 Boulder Savage, self-explanatory. He's the best one of the extra deck, main deck, and side deck. Like, I would pretty much recommend one of you guys to pick up one for this type of deck because you can summon it real easily and real quickly. It's broken, it's busted. Then for the other 8 is 1 Starlight, Red Dragon Archfiend. I am bringing this guy back. I love him. I personally would recommend you guys picking up yourself one. I wish I had my Ghost Rare. I'm letting one of my friends borrow my Ghost Rare up where I live, so if I can get my hands back on the Ghost Rare, I'll be showing you that. But Starlight is broken, it's busted, and it helps you get through problematic cards. Unless they can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects, then Starlight can't really do much for you. But other than that, if they can be destroyed by battle or by card effects, Starlight can help you go for games sometimes. It's a good card. For my XCs is 1 Minerva and 1 Exciton Knight. The reason why I'm running the Evil Sword and Exciton Knight because it's actually easy to summon the deck, obviously, and it's kind of broken. I've had won, I say maybe 2-3 games just for playtesting this deck, and Exciton Knight works. So yeah. Then for the Link 3 is 1 Curious. I've took out my Link 2s because they took up a lot more room in the extra deck than I thought it would be, and plus I didn't really summon them all the time. Ooh, excuse me there. Curious is good because it's Curious. It's like same thing as Minerva. It's broken. 1 Nightmare Griffin. I'm starting to play this and test this out. The only reason why I'm using it is because it's protection effect. Monsters that are not special. I think what was it? Let's see. Special summon monsters on the field that cannot activate their effects unless they are linked. That effect protected mostly by monsters. Plus, it helps against your certain opponents, certain matchups where it makes it where their opponent's monsters can't really activate their effects unless they get rid of this. Plus, I'll have Lingy like FA Dawn Dragster, Board Savage, and so forth. I'll show you guys like the main board, like I always do, just to see what you guys think. But Nightmare Griffin's good. I don't really use his other effect, but sometimes there's points where I'll probably use it for like maybe El Shaddoll Fusion or Super Poly, some things like that. You do have a lot of quick play spell cards you could play against your opponent on their turn. It's there because it's a light target as well, so you could go for El Shaddoll Contract if you haven't used it already. So it's good. And then for the Link Force for my other Link Force is Sayuja Skulldread and Boiler Dragon. Personally, I hope Konami hits this guy to 1 or none. He is broken. He's starting to see a lot more play, and I believe it's time for him to get another reprint or get hit to 1. Konami, if you're watching my video, I think you should hit this guy to 1, but other than that, he's good, he's broken, and then Boiler Dragon because I can't get a Bulbasaur Dragon. If I could get my hands on a Bulbasaur Dragon, I would recommend playing that instead of this. But Bulbasaur Dragon, yeah, it wins games, but Boiler Dragon, it's actually won me more games than I've playtested with Boiler Dragon. So I like Boiler Dragon because it can help me take my opponent's monsters during the battle phase. He has to become mine, but I can use those monsters for link plays if needed. So it always helps out. So I like Boiler Dragon because of that. And then say you just go Dread, obviously it's draw power. Who doesn't like playing draw power? Now, the board that I usually probably end up with, at least, is with like Sayuja Skull Dread, right here. I'm looking at my computer screen just to show you guys, sorry. I'll probably have Nightmare Griffin here. I've had Boiler Savage here, followed by like a Link monster such as Curious connected to him. I'll also have maybe F.A. Don Dragster right there. Sometimes you guys can special summon the defense. I like the special summon attack mode because it's another protection thing. And then one El Shaddoll Winda or El Shaddoll Shinkira. I'll have one of those two in this zone. So this is usually what my board will end up like, or it'd be the other way around. It'd be more like Curious up here and Boiler Savage is connected to Sayuja Skull Dread because I do use Sayuja Skull Dread to go into Curious sometimes. So, and then I do the opposite. I usually do Curious to go into Sayuja Skull Dread. So it depends on how far you are in your matchup. You might not always end up with this board, but it is still broken and it is still a good board. You might end up, instead of with those two Shaddolls, you might end up with El Shaddoll Construct, but like I said, you might end up using it for link plays. But yeah, this is usually the board you'll probably end up with. For starters, before I clean up here, say if you have this type of board, it makes it where your opponent can't activate monster effects. Again, a negation, another negation, and then El Shaddoll Winda just to stop. You can only special summon once. So if they raw spear mode you, they have to be careful because they have to figure out, did they want to stop it where spell cards can be negated, stop it where their monster effects are negated, stop it where they I could just negate whatever, or make it where they can't special summon. So they have to be real careful if they try to get around this board. Now, if they're raw spear mode you, they're going to have to hit either these three, because you basically make them where they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh!, or these three. Because this guy can only negate once, so it doesn't really, he's not really of a problematic card. So, like, this is usually the board I will end up with, like always. Just wanted to show you guys the new board I'll end up ending with. If you do play this deck, it's actually a real fun deck. The milling is really, really good. Because I fixed the, balanced off the Lightsworn lineup a little bit more than you think. Another thing is, if you guys want me to test out more engines, I've had a few other Yu-Gi YouTubers ask me if I can try the zombie lineup. Once I get my hands on Zombie World, I'll be trying my best to test that out. Also, I've had a few people say I should try out a few other things for my other builds, my other decks. And whenever I get my hands on those cards for those decks, I will bring with you guys deck profiles for those. Also, I will be trying to do at least 2 videos a week, or I'll try to upload 1 video a week. But for now, this is usually what I'll do. That's what I'm trying to do, is try to do at least 2 videos. But if I can only do 1, I'm sorry, that's the only thing I can do. I've just finally got my job back and everything, so I'm starting to work a little bit more, so I can get you more, so I can get these cards that you guys are asking for me to test out and see how well they work for all these other decks of mine. Now, also, whenever I can get my hands on another Ash Blossom, I will be doing a 60 card variant of the same deck you see here, but running a lot more hand traps, so that consistency is going to be a little off of what you guys see here. I'm also coming with you guys with other deck profiles. I'm going to show you a small update of my super heavies. I'm also going to do another, I'm going to try my best to get my 60 or 50 card, I think it's my 50 or 45 card Chaos Dragon deck. I'm trying to work on my Chaos Dragons again and try to bring them back on this channel. like you guys have seen before. So hopefully you guys might enjoy that. Another thing is I am going to be doing a few more other videos such as pack openings and such, but I haven't got my hands on. I'm waiting for my paycheck so that way I can get these packs and that way I can open on these channels because I know a lot of you guys have enjoyed those type of videos. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys want to see, what kind of packs you guys want to see. If it's OTS packs, I cannot get my hands on those right now because I'm not near any certain card shops yet. I'm working with a few buddies to get transportation to those card shops to get you those type of packs to show. Also, you guys let me know down in the comments below what other stuff you guys want to see for this type of deck. What other engines you want me to try out in this deck. Maybe a second JD, or like a bigger Lightsworn lineup, or I've also trying to figure out a 40 card lineup because I've had a few Yugi YouTubers or other YouTubers ask, can I try to make a 40 card lineup of this deck? It is really difficult to do so because there's a lot of good text in this type of deck. I personally would recommend probably trying it at 60, and then whenever you feel like cutting it down, send me a video or uh, let me know on for your channel what kind of video you have, and I'll come and check it out and figure out some combos from there. Like always, this is Dragon Rockstar signing out. See you guys.